Beth Long at Notre Dame College Prep for this week's MVP segment on High School Cube News featuring running back Chris James. He's a 4-star prospect according to Fox Sports and Scout.com, and he's very heavily recruited. He's got double-digit offers, including from Michigan State, Wisconsin, and Pittsburgh. Chris, I know you guys were 7-5 last season, and I imagine that you felt like you had quite a lot to prove going into your senior season. What are some things that you have done already and hope to do even more of as the season continues?
Just try to become a better leader. Definitely try to get my team ready. Last year, every team pretty much keyed on me and so much for this year. I'm trying to push the other guys. Kind of help me out a little bit. Sometimes even just trying to be the greatest decoy sometimes too, and try to get those guys the ball.
One team you said that especially is aware of you is St. Viator. So you guys played this weekend. You had a pretty big game against them last year. What are the keys for you guys this weekend?
Just trying to move the ball around. Obviously, they're gonna try to stack the box on us. We have some threats on the outside, and we can't throw the ball this year. So, yeah. So I think for defenses, it's gonna be a little hard to stop the run and the pass. So.
Notre Dame made it to the state quarterfinals last year. Just how good can this team be this year?
I think we're going to go a little further than that. We have a motto at our school, State 13. As coaches been trying to get into our head, we can be a state team, and we all believe we can be a state team. So I think, state finals, the state quarterfinals was great, but I think we can go further than that this year.
And what was the recruiting process like for you?
At the moment, I definitely, I like to give thanks to my coaches, everybody, just keeping me grounded at the moment, just saying, just focus on the season and whatnot. After the season, Illinois was still talking to me. I'm like, all right, well, hopefully they offer. And then, Coach called me in one day and he told me, they're going to offer. And I was like, no way. And I was like, after that, it just shot up from there. Indiana came in next, and then just from there, it's been just a burst of offers and interest.
Oftentimes recruiting is referred to as kind of a snowball effect, where you get your first offer and literally it starts snowballing out of control. But what was that feeling like receiving that first offer that you worked so hard for?
It felt great, definitely just to think that, one coach is going to invest all of that into one individual. It was great, I was like, when it happened, I was so shocked. But at the same time, I didn't want to try to play cool. Like, it was my first offer, blah, blah, blah. But at the moment, I was so happy. I ran home and told my grandmother she was happy. We all went out to dinner that night. It was great.
Speaking of your grandmother, I know she's playing a very important role in your recruiting process. Just how much is she influencing you?
She's my backbone. She tries to keep, always, like I said, tries to keep me grounded. She's always there, to ask the questions that, you don't want to ask. Like, is the offer going to stand if he gets hurt? And pretty much she's like, well, what's your plans for him? I want him to get a degree and all that stuff. So. She pretty much plays a huge role.
Fox Sports, Scout.com, 4-star running back, one of the top running backs in the country. What makes Chris James special on the football field?
Just my leadership. I try to play with energy. That's definitely something. Before the game, I'm screaming and running up and down the side. I just try to play with so much energy. It doesn't matter how the game's going. If we're down by 20, up by 20, I'm still begging for the ball. Always try to push myself and say, let's make it happen. So.
Was there a moment that you knew, hey, I might have a future in this in college?
Pretty much, I think my junior year, after my St. Viator game, actually, after that game, and it just, once that 6 touchdowns blew up on the boards and checked Sun Times, all that stuff was blowing up, and I was like, well, I think I can get a shot. And the Illinois coach is messaging me like, I heard you had a great game, and I was like, well, I think I can do this now. Well, at least I proved myself that I can get it done. Now it's all about just being consistent.
Well, thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the season, and make sure you stay on High School Cube and check out our MVP segment.